Ever wondered why cold sores appear and how to prevent them? Well, let's get into it. Cold sores, those pesky little nuisances that tend to pop up at the most inconvenient times, are caused by the herpes simplex virus 1. It's a different strain from the one that causes genital herpes, so let's clear that misconception right away. When you experience your first cold sore outbreak, it's usually the worst. But don't fret too much, because outbreaks become less frequent over time. You see, your body is quite the trooper and it develops immunity to this viral invader. Now, it's important to remember that cold sores are highly contagious. We're not just talking about a little, we're talking about a lot, so keep those hands off and avoid stretching them. Trust us, it's for the best. Now, let's delve deeper into the science behind cold sores. Why do cold sores appear in the first place? It all begins with a microscopic irritant, the herpes simplex virus type 1 or HSV1. This virus is different from the strain causing genital herpes, which is HSV2. But how does this tiny invader cause such discomfort and embarrassment? Well, the HSV1 virus is a master of invasion and disguise. It begins its journey by entering the body through a break in the skin around or inside the mouth. Once inside, it travels along the nerve pathways to nerve clusters, known as ganglia, where it lies dormant, waiting for its chance to reappear. When the conditions are right, such as when the immune system is weakened by stress or illness, the virus reactivates. It travels back down the nerve pathways to the skin's surface, where it begins to replicate. During this replication process, the virus takes control of host cells, forcing them to produce copies of the virus. The infected cells swell and become full of viral particles, eventually bursting open. This destruction of cells leads to the formation of fluid-filled blisters, or what we commonly refer to as cold sores. These blisters are the most visible sign of a cold sore outbreak, but the process starts much earlier, with symptoms such as itching, tingling, or burning in the affected area. It's important to note that HSV1 is highly contagious. The virus can be transmitted through direct contact with a cold sore or through contact with the saliva of an infected person. It can even survive on objects like toothbrushes for days, posing a risk of reinfection. In terms of healing, the body's immune system plays a crucial role. It fights off the virus, causing the blisters to dry out and form a crust. Over time, the crust falls off, revealing new skin underneath. This cycle usually takes about 1 to 2 weeks to complete. Understanding the science behind cold sores can help in managing and preventing them. So, the next time you feel that tingle, remember, it's your body alerting you to an impending viral invasion. Respond promptly and appropriately to keep those pesky cold sores at bay. You might be wondering, how long do these annoying blisters last? Well, typically, cold sores go through several stages and generally heal within 2 weeks. However, this timeline can vary from person to person. It's crucial to remember that the healing process depends significantly on how well you take care of the affected area. One of the most important things to remember is to avoid touching or stretching the sores. This not only helps prevent the spread of the virus, but also speeds up the healing process. The herpes simplex virus, which causes cold sores, is highly contagious and can survive on objects like toothbrushes for days, making it easy for reinfection to occur. Applying medicated petroleum jelly or a water-based zinc solution can also help speed up the healing process. It's also essential to identify triggers such as stress or certain foods that can prolong the healing process or even cause another outbreak. In conclusion, while the timeline for healing can vary, you can help speed up the process by taking good care of your body and the affected area. The key takeaway is to leave the sores alone and let your body do its healing work. Can what you eat affect cold sores, you may ask? Well, the answer is a resounding yes. Our diet plays a significant role in our overall health, including our immune system, which is crucial in fending off viral outbreaks like cold sores. Let's delve into the specifics. Certain dietary changes can help manage cold sore outbreaks. One such tip is supplementing your diet with lysine. Lysine is an essential amino acid that your body can't produce on its own, but it's vital for various functions, including the production of antibodies to fight off infections. Research suggests that lysine may inhibit the replication of the herpes simplex virus, the perpetrator behind cold sores. This effect comes from lysine ability to compete with another amino acid, arginine, which the virus needs to replicate. By increasing lysine intake and limiting arginine-rich foods, you essentially starve the virus, reducing the frequency and severity of outbreaks. Lysine can be found in foods like fish, chicken, beef, lamb, milk, cheese, beans, brewer's yeast, mung bean sprouts, and most fruits and vegetables. On the other hand, arginine-rich foods to avoid include nuts, seeds, whole grains, and chocolate. However, it's important to remember that these dietary changes should supplement, not replace, your prescribed medication and other preventive measures. While lysine can help manage outbreaks, it's not a cure for the herpes simplex virus. Also, it's always best to consult with your healthcare provider before starting any new dietary regimen, especially if you have other health conditions or are on medication. So, a careful diet can indeed help in managing cold sores. How can you prevent and manage cold sores? Preventing and managing cold sores is indeed possible with some necessary precautions and steps. One of the most potent ways to prevent further outbreaks is to identify your personal triggers. Is it stress? Certain foods? Identifying these can help you avoid or manage situations that might cause an outbreak. Speaking of stress, managing it effectively is another critical step in preventing cold sores. You can consider relaxation techniques or even regular exercise to keep your stress levels in check. Now, let's talk about some practical tips. When you have a cold sore outbreak, it's recommended to replace your toothbrush. Why, you ask? The herpes virus, which causes cold sores, can survive on your toothbrush for days, increasing the risk of reinfection. So, a new toothbrush can be a small but vital step in managing cold sores. It's also crucial to protect your lips from trauma. Over-the-counter creams can provide relief and help speed up the healing process. Medicated petroleum jelly and a water-based zinc solution are also good options to consider. Now let's not forget about the role of diet. Supplementing with lysine and avoiding arginine-rich foods can be beneficial. Lemon balm tea can also be applied to cold sores for some relief. Lastly, remember that cold sores are highly contagious. Avoid touching or stretching them to prevent the virus from spreading. It's not just about managing your cold sores, but also about preventing others from getting them. So, these are some of the ways you can prevent and manage cold sores. It might seem like a lot to take in, but once you get the hang of it, it becomes part of your routine. Remember, prevention is always better than cure. Now you are equipped with knowledge to tackle cold sores effectively. So let's take a moment to revisit the important points we've covered. We started by understanding that cold sores are caused by the herpes simplex virus 1. This is a different strain from the one that causes genital herpes. Remember, the first outbreak is usually the worst, but they tend to become less frequent over time as your body develops immunity. We dived deep into the science behind cold sores and learned that they are highly contagious. We found out that the herpes virus can survive on objects like toothbrushes for days, which is why it's so important to replace your toothbrush when a cold sore appears. Remember how long cold sores last? That's right, they typically take around 7 to 10 days to heal. But there are ways to speed up this process. Applying medicated petroleum jelly and using a water-based zinc solution can help speed up healing. Then we turned to the question of diet. We discovered that certain foods can trigger cold sores, while others can help prevent them. Supplementing with lysine and avoiding arginine-rich foods can be beneficial. And remember the soothing effect of lemon balm tea? That's another helpful tip to keep in your arsenal. Lastly, we talked about prevention and management strategies. Stress management, avoiding trauma to the lips, and keeping your toothbrush in a dry place are all important steps to prevent cold sores. Understanding the science behind cold sores, the role of diet, and the value of prevention strategies can make a big difference in managing this condition. Like this video? Don't forget to share it with others who might benefit from it. Comment below if you have any questions or experiences to share. And don't forget to subscribe to Remedy Seeker. We'll see you in the next video.